Morning, Witten. This is Teacher Riza. Welcome again to our virtual classroom. Today, we are going to discuss quartiles of group data. In this module, you will be able to illustrate and calculate quartile of a given group of data. Let us have first a pretest. Use the frequency distribution table below to answer the following questions. 1. In which class interval is Q sub 1 located? Correct. The answer is letter C. Number 2. What is the value of Q sub 1? Correct. The answer is letter A. Number 3. In which class interval is Q sub 3 located? Yes. The answer is letter C. Number 4. What is the value of Q sub 3? Yes, the answer is letter D. Number 5. What is the interquartile range of the given distribution? The answer is letter B. Let us have now the recap of percentile of ungroup data. The data shows the weight of 10 students in kilograms. Find the indicated percentile of the given data. Here are the steps for you to recall. So, let us answer. Number 1. What is P sub 20 or the 20th percentile? Answer. P sub 20 is equal to 40. Number 2. What is the 45th percentile? Answer. The 45th percentile is equal to 41. And number 3. What is the 80th percentile? Answer. The 80th percentile is equal to 45.8. On your Module 2 of this quarter, you have learned how to determine the median of a group data. We have the formula. Since Q sub 2 is also called the median of the data, to solve for the Q sub 1 and Q sub 3 of a group data, we do the same way as computing the median. We need to determine first the Q sub 1 and Q sub 3 class before computing for the value of Q sub 1 and Q sub 3. Q sub 1 class is the class interval where the n divided by 4th square is contained. Q sub 3 class is the class interval where the quantity of 3 times n lower 4th square is contained. The difference between Q sub 3 and Q sub 1 is called interquartile range. To compute for Q sub 1 and Q sub 3 for group data, we have the following formulas. Let us have an example. The following table shows the daily wages of 50 workers in a private company. Let us find Q sub 1, Q sub 2, and Q sub 3. Let us also find the interquartile range. Before we solve the quartiles of the group data, let us first prepare a column for cumulative frequency and lower boundary. To get the lower boundary, subtract 0.5 from the lower limit score of each class interval. For example, in class interval 451 to 500, we have 451 minus 0.5, that is 450.5. In class interval 501 to 550, we have 501 minus 0.5, and that is 500.5, and so on. Next, to get the less than cumulative frequency, start with the frequency of the lowest class interval. Then add the frequency of the next higher class interval. So we start from the class interval 451 to 500. Frequency is 4. Then 4 plus 14 is equal to 18. 18 plus 6 equals 24. 24 plus 5 equals 29, and so forth. Let us now solve for the Q sub 1, or the first quartile. Let us first locate the Q sub 1 class. That is n over 4, where n is equal to 50. So 50 divided by 4 is equal to 12.5. Choose the class interval where 12.5 is contained by looking at the less than cumulative frequency. Since the 5th to 18th score belong to the class interval 501 to 550, then the 12.5 score is also within the class interval. Therefore, we have the following values. The lower boundary of Q sub 1 class is 500.5. The cumulative frequency before Q sub 1 is equal to 4. The frequency of Q sub 1 is equal to 14. The size of the class interval is equal to 50. Let us substitute these values to our formula and perform the operations. Therefore, our Q sub 1 is equal to 530.86. Therefore, 25% of the workers are earning less than or equal to 530 pesos and 86 centavos daily. Let us now solve for the Q sub 2, or the median. Let us first locate the Q sub 2 class. That is 2 times n all over 4, or n over 2, where n is equal to 50. So 50 divided by 2 is equal to 25. Again, choose the class interval where 25 is contained by looking at the less than cumulative frequency. Since the 25th to 29th scores belong to the class interval 601 to 650, then the 25th score is also within the said class interval. Therefore, we have the following values. The lower boundary of Q sub 2 class is 600.5. The cumulative frequency before Q sub 2 is equal to 24. And the frequency of the quartile 2 is equal to 5. And we have the size of the class interval, we have 50. Substitute these values to our formula and then perform the indicated operations. Therefore, Q sub 2 is equal to 610.5. This means that 50% of the workers are earning less than or equal to 610 pesos and 50 centavos daily. Let us now solve Q sub 3, or the third quartile. First, locate Q sub 3 class. That is 3 times n divided by 4. 3 times 50 is equal to 4. So 150 divided by 4 is equal to 37.5. Again, choose the class interval where 37.5 is contained by looking at the less than cumulative frequency. Since the 30th to 38th scores belong to the class interval 651 to 700, then the 37.5th score is also within the said class interval. Then we have the following values. The lower boundary of Q sub 3 class is 650.5. The cumulative frequency before Q sub 3 is equal to 29. The frequency of the Q sub 3 is equal to 9, and the class interval is equal to 50. Let us substitute these values to the formula. Then, perform the indicated operations. Therefore, Q sub 3 is equal to 697.72. It means that 75% of the workers are earning less than or equal to 697 pesos and 72 centavos daily. Let us now find the interquartile range. Interquartile range is the difference between Q sub 3 and Q sub 1. So we have 166.86. Let us now answer the activities. Let's practice. Find Q sub 1, Q sub 2, Q sub 3, and the interquartile range. The values of lower boundary and the less than cumulative frequency are already given. Keep practicing. Complete the table below. Then find Q sub 1, Q sub 2, Q sub 3, and the interquartile range. Test yourself. The table shows the frequency distribution of the monthly income of grade 10 parents. Find Q sub 1, Q sub 2, and Q sub 3, and the interquartile range. Let us have the wrap-up. How do you calculate for the indicated quartile of a group's data? Which of the quartiles is equal to the median? What is interquartile range? Valuing. In this activity, you will be asked to complete the 143 chart. Write down what is being asked regarding the quartiles. One thing I really love about this topic. 4 important reasons why I love this topic. 3 things I still need to understand about this topic. Let us have the post-test. Use the frequency distribution table below to answer the following questions. Circle the letter of your choice. The table shows the number of learning packets sorted by 30 grade 10 teachers. Key to corrections are given to you. Just check your work and be honest. I hope you learned a lot today. Goodbye, grade 10. Have a nice day.